Are you ready to take your Tahoe to the next level? Well, today I'll be showing you how to customize your puddle lights to these super bright eagle eyes. This mod right here will work on all the 2007 to 2014 GM trucks. So if you have a Tahoe, Silverado, or anything like that, don't worry about it. And if you're ready, let's get to it.
Yeah. You ready?
The main items we'll be using for this project are your factory puddle lights, so we can customize them. And we'll be using eagle eyes as our LEDs. And they do come in different colors, so I have this set up right here so you can just check real quick. And I'll also have all the items that I used today for the video linked down below in the description for you guys. To get a better look at the puddle lights, I'll be using this extra mirror that I have from a 2008 Yukon, but you don't have to remove yours. This is going to be better for the video. To remove the puddle lights, all you want to use is a small flathead or pick. And right here on the right side, if you just pry it to the side, it'll come right out. You can see the tab right there. There's not a lot of slack on the wiring, but if you twist the puddle light, it'll come right out. Now that I have both puddle lights, what I want to do is cut them in half. So I just went ahead and cleaned them up a little bit from the bottom and the top. And what I'm going to be doing is applying some double-sided tape so that I can lay them flat and give me some leverage into cutting them. It should look something like this with the double-sided tape covering all of the bottom. And I went ahead and stick this one on right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it right through the middle, just being careful not to cut this tab here on the bottom left or the bottom right. If not, the puddle light won't be able to hold on later on. The bottom two tabs are different. So on the right side puddle light, this tab is on the right side, and on the left puddle light, the tab is on the left side. And they're also labeled right here on the bottom. What I like to use to cut the puddle lights is this tool right here. It just makes it a little bit faster and simpler. You can see I was just following the top tab towards the bottom one, and it ended up at this angle. This cut got very close to the tab, but I managed to clear it, so just be careful when you're cutting towards the bottom. Now that I cut the back pieces, I'll be installing 2 eagle eyes into each of the puddle lights because that's the maximum I can fit. So I went ahead and put a Sharpie mark here and here as centered as I could. And I'm just going to start off making my holes with a small drill bit so it could be easier, and then move on to the uni bit. Alright, now with the holes done, I'm going to just go ahead and test out my LEDs and make sure they're a good fit. Alright guys, so the eagle eyes are sitting nice and flush, and it looks good overall, but what I don't like is the housing. You know, it looks kind of yellow or older.
Come on,
No.
give it up.
No.
You know we can't be having it all old and stuff, so we got to be looking legit. So I'll just be hitting it a little bit with this flat black, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I painted both of the puddle lights and I let them dry for a couple of hours. And as you can see, I got the puddle lights installed. And I did go ahead and paint the back side and the front of the puddle light so it could look better.
I'm better. I am better.
And now what I want to do is cut the wiring because it is kind of long. So I'll probably cut maybe around this area. And now they're starting to look like real puddle lights. So let's go ahead and finish up the wiring. What I'll do is fold my wires going towards this tab, just like the factory wiring. And I know what you're thinking about on the wiring. I thought the same thing as well the first time I saw them. As you can see, they are very thin and small. They're so thin that you can actually take them off with your fingers. And if you want, you can also use a plier. So you can see just like that. And you know, you want to be careful. You don't want to cut it off too hard with a plier. So I like doing it by hand. There goes the other one right there. So you just got to be gentle with them because they are kind of thin. Even after twisting both of them, they're still pretty thin. So what I like to do is add a little bit of wire here so that they can get more copper into the terminal. 2 small pieces of wire like this, these are 18 gauge, and that'll help the terminal crimp on better. You do just want to make sure that you get the right terminals. I'll have these linked down below in the description. If you guys notice, they are male terminals, but the one on the left side is much wider versus the right side. So this one won't work into the truck, and this is the correct one. But I'll have that link down below in the description for you guys. I like to start off by removing this blue part of the connector. You can either leave it on, but I prefer taking it off. So I'll strip a little bit of copper right here on the wire. On both ends, you want to take it off. With the copper exposed, you can fold it into a loop. And if you want to, you can have it bigger. Mine's a little bit small right here. Make sure to wrap them real nice and tight. Try to get the best crimps you can here. And what I like to do is add some Tesa tape on this side and then go over it with some heat shrink so you can get some more strength on here. It should look something like this, and if you're liking this content so far, don't forget to hit that like button down below. But I added this green right here so I can make sure that I know which one is positive, and then this is going to be my negative terminal. Alright, now they look like some real puddle lights. So we got the 2 eagle eyes in the front, looking nice. On the bottom we have the plug and play connectors with the male side spade terminals, so it can be a quick plug and play. And we added that wire here so that it can help us crimp the wires and give us a better connection because we don't want this to fail. On a side note, if you want to know something funny, whenever I first started making the puddle lights, I did go ahead and start from the 2000 to 06. As you can see, I have these right here, and they can fit 3 eagle eyes, which is way more than the current model right here, which is 2 eagle eyes for the 2007 to 14. And now with the newer trucks from 15 and up, you can only fit 1. So I just thought that was kind of funny because they keep getting smaller and smaller. But you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. So they look real good, but there's just one very small detail right in the back, and I'll go ahead and show you right now. If you notice on the wire, they have a little black silicone or something that they add here from the factory. But as you can see, some of them are a little bit loose, so water can get into this hole right here. And what I like to do to fix this problem is just add a little bit of silicone or hot glue. So that's what I'll be doing up next. With the added protection of the silicone or hot glue, we've now extended the life of the puddle light, and that's what we want. So now we can go ahead and finally install them.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
To power up the puddle lights, what you want to do is connect the positive side of the puddle lights onto pin 2. You can see the number 2 right here. And the negative will go on pin 1. And you might notice that whenever you put the terminal, it's a little bit loose. So you want to make sure and use a pick or a flathead to make them tighter. Alright, there you can see it's grabbing much better. So just make sure you get a good connection right here. And to test the puddle lights, you do have to cover up your daylight sensor. On the driver's side, pin 2 was my positive and pin 1 was the negative. Alright, so you can see they're working here. On my passenger side, pin 1 was the positive and pin 2 was the negative. And if your puddle lights don't turn on, you can just flip the wires around as well. Don't forget to put the correct puddle light on each side. As you can see, this tab is on the left side, which is the driver's side. And also the marking here, you can see LH for left hand side. Now that we have all the wiring done, we can tuck it down here and it should snap right into place. Alright, so here's the final look at the puddle lights. I think they came out real good, like if they were made for it or from the factory. On the inside, you can see that the eagle eyes have a lot of room, and with the added silicone or hot glue, it should help them last longer from water damage or anything like that. And there you have it, guys. Now you have some of the brightest puddle lights for your GM truck. If this video helped you out, don't forget to like and share. And if you want more cool upgrades like this for your truck, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.